What is going on, y'all? I finally finished it. It's the Kyle Rittenhouse breakdown, day 14. And really, there's nothing to report. There's no facts whatsoever. We all know Kyle Rittenhouse was found innocent on all 5 charges that were presented to the jury. And that's just it. We can review the charges again. They go simply as such. The charges are first-degree reckless homicide, use of a dangerous weapon. That's in relation to Joseph Rosenbaum. First-degree reckless endangerment of safety, use of a dangerous weapon. First-degree reckless endangering safety number 2. And that's in reference to the unknown person, the jump kick man. The first one was in reference to Richie McGinnis. And the first-degree reckless homicide was in relation to Joseph Rosenbaum. Count 4 is in relation to Anthony Huber. That's first-degree intentional homicide, dangerous weapon, option for a second degree. And finally, count 5, attempted first-degree intentional homicide with a dangerous weapon modifier. He was found innocent on all 5 counts. Personally, I gotta say that I agree with it. If there was anything I was going to say, it would have been an underager, a violation of curfew, any of those kind of things. But the honest truth is, I feel with the evidence that was presented, and if you want to go back on my other videos and see what evidence was presented at the trials, do so. But the evidence that was presented, I'm not listening to the news, I'm not listening to CNN, Fox News, the analysis at the end of the PBS NewsHour, which is who was broadcasting the court TV on YouTube. Man, even PBS, like, these people want to put some twist on it. Everybody wants to bring race into this. And the honest truth is, if we focus on race at all, Kyle Rittenhouse is white, yes. Joseph Rosenbaum is white, yes. Anthony Huber, white. Gage Grosskreutz, white. So what do we often hear from other communities, particularly the African American community, when there is black on black crime? Stay out of our business. Right? We're not allowed to have an opinion because we're white. Well, here's the deal. I'm not going on any rant on race or any of that kind of stuff because there's only certain people bringing race into this. But the honest truth is, per this case, the deal is, he's innocent. It was self-defense. All of it was self-defense. There were some questionable things amongst the time, but this has nothing to do with race. Now, is there potentially systematic issues? And if he was black, it would have been a different outcome? That's possible. Obviously, that's not the case here. He's white. And we can't say what would have happened if he was black because we don't know in this case. We don't know how the Kenosha judge would have judged that. We don't know how the jury would have decided that. And the honest truth is, I believe regardless of any identifier, the circumstances of what he did, or even if it was a she, and this was a female we were talking about, or this was a gay person that we were talking about, or black, Asian, Hispanic, any of that crap. I don't care what you are. The facts of the case are the way they are. And it was self-defense. So, my opinions are based off of things like how the prosecution handled the case, I feel like there was an awful lot of political crap brought into this. This is a courtroom. This is not political. This is simply an evaluation, a judgment of the law, whether or not the law was violated. The only type of violations and things on a personal note or laws that may have been broken that I seen was he's 17 years old, carrying a rifle through the middle of a town, a loaded rifle through the middle of a town. I don't know if that was the wisest decision. I personally don't think if I had kids, I would allow my 17-year-old kid to be carrying a rifle through those situations, that particular instance. I don't really think in any scenario I would allow a 17-year-old, just because of how the law stands on 18 being you're an adult. And, you know, determination, some things are even 21 nowadays. For instance, tobacco is one that they just moved up to 21 here in Colorado. I'm not sure what it is in your states, but as far as I'm aware, it's 21 across the board. But, so the age is an issue. The crossing state lines, dude, it's, to me, that was just a media ploy. That was always a play on people who don't know what the laws are. And as far as I'm aware, the state line thing's just nothing. So, another thing to point out with PBS's bias at the end there with their analysis, which I didn't even watch the whole thing. I think I got 5-10 minutes into it, and I was like, okay, this is just, good Lord. They made it about race within 5 minutes, and yeah, I'm not with it. I understand this was a Black Lives Matter protest. I understand that's what the demonstration was about. Kyle's scenario had zero to do with any of that, other than the fact that that's what brought certain people that wanted to do other things to the case. And I'm not saying Black Lives Matter is responsible for this. What I'm saying is there were people that decided to utilize this event to cause destruction and riot. And that has nothing to do with black, white, or otherwise. That has everything to do with people with mental issues. People who are looking to wreak havoc. So, yeah, man, I feel like he was defending his life. I don't see any evidence at any point, reasonable, hard evidence, that he pointed his gun at anybody, besides maybe when there was some unrest or conflict with this guy that was in the yellow pants that was in one of the videos. There was a point where, you know, the prosecution brought up that, oh, he pointed his gun at this guy, which, I mean, I don't recall any moment where he, like, directly pointed at him. If you're flagging people, you need to watch that shit. That's not okay. It's not safe, but I don't know if it's really worth saying that he's threatening people. I mean, accidents happen. So, in that particular instance, I did notice trigger discipline being a really big thing with the quote-unquote militia members. And, you know, especially when you're carrying in public like that, where it's a crowded area, definitely need to be having trigger discipline. But, yeah, I think Dominic Black's going to end up catching a conviction unless he's got a really good lawyer for providing, you know, like I had mentioned in one of the videos, a straw purchase. So I might have to dig into that and see if he did catch any charges off that, or catch any conviction off that, I should say, because I know he was charged with that. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things and different opinions and shit thrown around, and Tucker Carlson wanted to get involved with this, that, and the other, and saying his opinion. And I've seen Steven Crowder say some things that he wants to say, and whoever from the left on CNN and everything else, they want to say their shit. No, this is a race issue, blah, blah. No, man. You have a Second Amendment right to defend yourself. That gun wasn't there to go swinging around and whatever. I mean, people are causing destruction. If you tell them to get off something and they get violent with you, you're allowed to defend yourself. You're not allowed to use said gun and, hey, get off. No, it don't work like that. But that doesn't seem to be the case. The only time it was the case is when somebody's armed and you felt threatened, and that's it. But yeah, dude, there's so much shit brought up in this. The prosecution was chasing this the whole time. The honest truth is, this was played out way more than it ever should have been. It should never have been a high-profile case. It should have never been this big thing where the prosecution so much as made it past day one. I mean, as soon as they look into this, as soon as the police officers start digging into the circumstances of the case and everything else, that's it, man. That is it. There's nothing to prosecute. If every single time you have to defend yourself, you have to go through this amount of shit, that's obstructing our Second Amendment right. That's my opinion. I don't believe you should ever, in circumstances that are fairly cut and dry, when you know what it was, when photos show that somebody was pointing a gun at you and everything else, the charges should have never even been brought forth. This is clearly political bullshit from the prosecution. Thomas Binger and Jim Krause from the prosecution carried this on, paraded this for the media, for political attention. And that's it. I can't say that I really want to spend the time of reviewing any other court TV stuff. I did this out of interest at first, and I'm not going to lie, towards the end there, it drawn on a lot. But I am very interested in facts, and I felt like presenting facts to you guys. Maybe in the future I might do some sort of fast forward type thing, but honestly, in the interest of facts, I felt the need to review every last second of everything. And on a 14-day trial, that's an awful lot. It's 8 hours times 14. I don't feel like doing math right now, but you get the point. It literally took me over 14 days to do this because I'm not going to sit 8 hours straight watching all this. But, yeah, it was a political ploy. The decision was proper. An underage kid maybe shouldn't have been, most definitely in my opinion, should not have been carrying an AR-15 or any weapon in downtown Kenosha, much less being in downtown Kenosha at the time of these demonstrations, at the time of buildings burning and everything else. I applaud him for what community help he wanted to do, cleaning up graffiti and different things like that, and that's great. But as soon as it came to demonstrations and everything else, it's kind of like a 17-year-old wanting to join the military. You gotta wait till you're 18. That's just it. You don't get to hurry that timeline up because that's just the way of our society now. And the honest truth is, even at 18, I don't know if your decision-making process is quite there yet. Truthfully, I don't think I was fully mature in my decision-making process until maybe 25, and I'm still growing today at 30. So, that being said, I mean, the overall handling of his rifle, the overall handling of any of the people's rifles and stuff like that. I mean, there was an awful lot of gun safety shown here. I didn't see a lot of dangerous things, flagging people, you know, trigger discipline problems, any of that kind of stuff. And yeah, I guess 2020 was an absolute dumpster fire, like Balch said in one of the videos, I do believe. And demonstrations should be kept to demonstrations, protest to protest. Looting, rioting, burning things. You're not showing any point. You're discrediting the point. So, if we don't have that, we don't have the Kyle Rittenhouse case. Honestly. This has been your boy Wisco Madman. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. If the comment section gets pretty heated up with different points brought up and different facts brought in and whatever, I might even do another video and expand on my thoughts on things. But otherwise, yeah, this is pretty much the totality of the Rittenhouse trial, and you guys have gotten all the accurate information you could from me, and you've also gotten a little bit of my opinion towards the end here. And yeah, follow me for reaction videos, follow me for other opinion videos, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.